My girlfriend said, "I would never cheat on you." I wanted to believe her. But one night, I looked at her phone messages were coming from someone she shouldn't have been talking to. I read everything. I calmly replied, "I know what you did." Then her next message. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm 31, work in finance, and I thought I had my life figured out. Been with Sarah for 3 years, living together for the last 18 months in a decent apartment in Brooklyn. We had routines, inside jokes, a shared Netflix account, and one of those couples' gym memberships we actually used. Everything felt solid, normal, like we were building towards something permanent. Sarah's 29, works as a marketing manager for a boutique agency. She's smart, funny, the kind of person who remembers your coffee order and actually listens when you talk about your day. My friends liked her. My parents loved her. I was looking at engagement rings in March, casually browsing online during lunch breaks, thinking maybe I'd propose by the end of summer. The thing about trust is you don't realize how fragile it is until something cracks it. And once it cracks, you start noticing all the little things you ignored before. It started small. Sarah had always been on her phone a lot, work stuff mostly, group chats with friends, the usual social media scrolling. But around mid-April, something shifted. She started angling her screen away from me when we were sitting on the couch. She'd get texts late at night and immediately grab her phone before I could see the notification. When I'd ask who it was, she'd say, "Just work," or "Just Jessica," and change the subject. I told myself I was being paranoid. Sarah had never given me a reason not to trust her. We'd had the cheating conversation early on, one of those deep 2 a.m. talks where you lay out your boundaries and deal breakers. She'd looked me in the eyes and said, "I would never cheat on you. If I ever felt like I wanted someone else, I'd tell you first. I'd end things properly. I'm not that kind of person." I believed her. But the phone thing kept getting worse. She started taking calls in the other room. She'd shower with her phone on the bathroom counter, which she'd never done before. One night in late April, we were watching a movie and her phone buzzed 3 times in a row. She grabbed it, read something, and her face went red. Not embarrassed, red. Guilty red. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah, fine. Jessica's having drama with her boyfriend again." "Want to talk about it?" "No, it's boring. Let's just watch the movie." But her hands were shaking when she put the phone down. That's when I started paying attention. Really paying attention. Sarah worked late more often. Tuesday and Thursday nights, sometimes Wednesdays too. She'd come home around 9 or 10 p.m. smelling like wine and saying they'd had client dinners or team meetings. Her agency was small, maybe 15 people total. I'd met most of them at a holiday party last December. I couldn't remember them having this many evening events before. On May 3rd, a Friday night, we were supposed to have dinner at this Italian place we both loved. Sarah texted me at 4:30 p.m. saying something came up at work and she'd be home late. I was already at the restaurant when I got the message. I sat there for 20 minutes feeling stupid, then went home and ordered Thai food by myself. She came home at 11:45 p.m. I was still awake, reading on the couch. "Hey, sorry about tonight," she said, not quite meeting my eyes. "Everything just blew up at the office." "On a Friday night?" "Yeah, client emergency. You know how it is." I didn't know how it was, actually. My job has emergencies too, but they don't usually involve coming home smelling like expensive cologne that I definitely don't wear. I didn't say anything, just nodded and went to bed. May 8th. Wednesday night. Sarah said she had another late meeting. I was working from home that day, finishing up some reports around 7 p.m. when I decided to order us dinner from her favorite Thai place. Thought I'd surprise her when she got home. I called her office line. No answer. Tried her cell. Straight to voicemail. Called again an hour later. Still nothing. She walked through the door at 10:15 p.m., and this time I knew something was wrong because she'd changed clothes. She'd left that morning wearing a black blazer and gray slacks. She came home in jeans and a sweater I'd never seen before. "Hey," she said brightly. Sorry, my phone died. Did you eat? Yeah. Where were you? I told you, work thing. You changed clothes. She blinked. What? You're wearing different clothes than when you left this morning. I watched her scramble for an explanation. Oh, I spilled coffee on myself during the meeting. Had to change. Into clothes you just happened to have at the office? I keep backup outfits there. You know that. I didn't know that. And I was pretty sure she was lying. That night, after she fell asleep, I did something I'm not proud of. I took her phone from the nightstand, went into the bathroom, and looked through it. Her passcode was my birthday. She'd never changed it. The trust felt like a knife in my gut as I unlocked the screen. I went straight to her messages. Most of it was normal. Group chats with friends, work stuff with colleagues, random memes. Then I saw a thread with a contact labeled Travis Work. The last message was from 9:47 p.m. Tonight was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you. My hands went cold. I scrolled up. Weeks of messages. Flirty texts starting in early April. Complaints about her boyfriend, me, being distant and not getting her anymore. Him saying she deserved better. Her saying she felt guilty but couldn't help how she felt. Plans to meet up for drinks. An address that I recognized as a hotel in Manhattan from May 3rd, the night she'd canceled our dinner. Photos. Nothing explicit, but intimate. Her laughing at a bar. The two of them at some restaurant. A selfie of her in that sweater she'd worn home tonight, taken in what looked like someone else's apartment. The most recent message before the 9:47 p.m. one was from her, sent at 8:30 p.m. I hate lying to him, but I'm not ready to end things yet. I need more time. His response, take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere. I sat on the bathroom floor reading everything 3 times, my brain refusing to process it. This wasn't happening. Sarah wouldn't do this. She'd promised. She'd looked me in the eye and promised. But the messages were right there. Hundreds of them. I thought about confronting her immediately, waking her up and demanding answers, but something in me went cold and calculating instead. I took screenshots of everything, sent them to myself, then deleted the evidence that I'd sent them, put her phone back exactly where I'd found it. Then I went back to the bathroom and replied to Travis from her phone. I know what you did. I watched the typing bubbles appear almost immediately, then disappear, then appear again. Finally, Sarah? What's going on? I didn't reply. Just put the phone back and went to sleep in the guest room. Update 1, I woke up at 6 a.m. to the sound of Sarah's voice in the bedroom, panicked and hushed. She was on the phone. I don't know, Travis. Someone sent a message from my phone. No, he's asleep. It couldn't have been him. Maybe someone hacked it? I don't know what to do. I got up, walked into the bedroom. She saw me, and her face went white. I have to go, she said quickly and hung up. We stared at each other for a long moment. So, I said, want to tell me about Travis? She opened her mouth, closed it. Tears started streaming down her face, which would have worked on me a month ago, but right now just made me angry. How long have you known? She whispered. Does it matter? Luke, I can explain. Don't. Please don't insult me by trying to explain this away. It's not what you think. Really? Because what I think is that you've been sleeping with someone from your office for the past month and a half while lying to my face every single day. Am I wrong? She crumpled onto the bed, sobbing. I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen. But it did happen. Multiple times, apparently. I was confused. We've been distant lately, and Travis he paid attention to me. He made me feel special. I made you feel special for 3 years, Sarah. I know, and I hate myself for this. But can we please just talk? Can we work through this? I laughed. Actually laughed. Work through this? You've been lying to me for months. You canceled our anniversary dinner to sleep with him. You came home wearing clothes you changed into at his apartment, And you told him you weren't ready to break up with me yet. Not that you wanted to fix things with me, that you weren't ready to leave. That's not... I didn't mean it like that. How did you mean it? She didn't answer, just cried harder. I'm going to stay at my brother's for a few days, I said. When I come back, I want you gone. Find somewhere else to live. We'll figure out the lease later. Please don't do this. Please, Luke. I love you. No, you don't. And honestly, I don't think I love you anymore either. I packed a bag and left before she could say anything else. Update 2. My brother James lives in Jersey City with his wife. They set up their guest room for me without asking questions, which I appreciated. James just handed me a beer and said, "Whenever you're ready to talk." I told him everything that night. He listened, got progressively angrier, and finally said, "You're handling this way better than I would." I'd have lost my mind. I think I'm in shock, I admitted. Like, I know what happened. I saw the messages, but part of me still can't believe it's real. What are you going to do? Break the lease, move out, start over, I guess. You sure you don't want to try to work it out? I looked at him. Would you? If Emma did this to you? He thought about it. No, probably not. Sarah texted me constantly for the first 2 days, apologies, explanations, promises to end things with Travis, begging me to come home so we could talk properly. I responded once, "I need space. Please respect that." She didn't. The messages kept coming. So I muted her conversation and tried to focus on work. On day 3, I got a message from an unknown number. "Hey man, this is Travis. Can we talk?" I stared at my phone for a solid minute before replying. What could we possibly have to talk about? I know you probably hate me. I just want to explain my side. Your side? You slept with my girlfriend. There's no side to explain. I didn't know she had a boyfriend until 2 weeks ago. That stopped me cold. What? Sarah told me she was single when we met. We started talking in April, went on a few dates. Everything seemed normal. Then a few weeks ago she broke down and admitted she was living with someone. I told her she needed to end it with you, or I was done. She said she would, but she needed time. I read the message 3 times. You're saying she lied to both of us. Yeah, I feel like shit about it. If I'd known from the start, I never would have. Look, I'm not trying to make excuses. I just thought you should know she was playing both of us. Why are you telling me this? Because she called me crying yesterday saying you kicked her out and she didn't understand why you were being so cruel. I asked her if she'd told you the truth and she said she had, but based on your message the other night, I'm guessing she didn't tell you everything. My head was spinning. What else didn't she tell me? She's been looking at apartments. Places for just her. She was planning to leave you anyway. She just wanted to have everything set up first so the transition would be easier. I felt sick. Thanks for telling me, I typed. For what it's worth, you seem like less of an asshole than I thought. For what it's worth, you seem like you deserve better than her. Update 3. I went back to the apartment on Saturday, a week after I'd left. Sarah wasn't there. She'd texted saying she was staying with a friend, so I had the place to myself. I started packing my stuff, clothes, books, my gaming setup, kitchen items I'd bought. It was depressing how quickly 3 years of shared life could be sorted into mine and hers. I was in the bedroom closet when I found it. A folder tucked behind her shoeboxes. Inside, apartment listings, pages printed from rental websites, all for 1-bedroom places in Manhattan. They were dated early April, before she'd even started whatever she had with Travis. There was also a pros and cons list, handwritten on a yellow legal pad. Staying with Luke, comfortable, financially stable, good guy, parents like him. Leaving, freedom, fresh start, can be myself. Pursue real passion, career, relationship, don't feel settled, old under leaving, she'd written in different pen, like she'd added it later. Travis makes me feel alive again. I sat on the floor holding this list, and something clicked into place. This wasn't about Travis. Travis was just the excuse, the catalyst. Sarah had been planning to leave for months. She'd just been too comfortable, too scared, or too guilty to pull the trigger. Meeting Travis gave her permission to blow everything up, and she'd still tried to make me the bad guy for being cruel about it. I took a photo of the list, packed the rest of my things, and left my keys on the kitchen counter. Texted Sarah. "Your apartment now. I'll transfer my half of next month's rent, and then you're on your own for the lease. Don't contact me again." She replied immediately. "Can we please talk in person? I need closure." "You had your closure. I found your list. You were planning to leave anyway. I just sped up the process." "What list?" I sent her the photo. The typing bubbles appeared and disappeared about 8 times. Finally, that was just me processing my feelings. I wasn't actually going to leave. "Doesn't matter now. We're done either way. I hate you for this." And there it was, the real Sarah, finally showing up. "Yeah," I typed back. "I'm sure you do. Good luck with Travis, or whoever's next." I blocked her number after that. Finale update. That was 3 months ago. It's August now. I'm living in a studio in Astoria, smaller than our old place, but it's mine. James helped me move in. His wife, Emma, helped me pick out furniture and made sure I had actual food in my fridge instead of just beer and takeout. Work's been good. I threw myself into a big project in June, worked long hours, and ended up getting recognized for it. My boss pulled me aside last week and said there might be a promotion coming my way in the 4th quarter. Silver lining, I guess. I heard through mutual friends that Sarah and Travis dated for about a month after everything exploded, then crashed and burned. Apparently, once the excitement of sneaking around wore off, they realized they didn't actually have much in common. She moved back in with her parents in Connecticut. Last I heard, she's job hunting because she quit her position at the agency. Too awkward with Travis still there. I ran into Jessica, Sarah's friend, at a coffee shop in July. It was awkward at first, but she pulled me aside and apologized. "I knew something was off," she admitted. "Sarah kept talking about this guy from work, and I told her she was playing with fire. But she kept saying you two were basically over anyway, and she was just figuring things out. I should have said something to you." "It's not your job to police your friends' relationships," I said. "But I appreciate you saying that." For the record, she regrets it. Losing you, I mean. She told me you were the best thing that ever happened to her and she threw it away for nothing. That's something she'll have to live with. Jessica nodded. "You seem good. Better than I expected." "I'm getting there." And I am. It's strange. Some days I miss the routines, the comfort of having someone to come home to. Other days I'm grateful I found out when I did, before I proposed, before we got married and had kids and I was stuck in a life with someone who saw me as comfortable instead of someone she actually loved. I'm not dating yet, not ready, but I'm okay with that. I've been going to the gym more, picked up guitar again, started reading books instead of just watching TV every night. Small things, but they feel like progress. My mom called me last week. Sarah had apparently reached out to her on Facebook, asking if there was any chance I'd talk to her. Mom shut it down immediately and told me about it. "I always liked her," Mom said. "But I like you more. And you deserve someone who doesn't need to make a pros and cons list about whether you're worth staying with." "Thanks, Mom. Are you really doing okay? Not just saying it?" "I really am. Most days anyway. And that's the truth. I'm not great yet. But I'm better than I was 3 months ago, and that's enough for now." Edit. A few people have asked if I ever responded to Sarah's message to my mom. I didn't. And I don't plan to. Whatever she has to say at this point doesn't matter. That chapter's closed, and I'm not interested in reopening it just because she's having regrets. Edit 2. Travis actually reached out again last month, just to check in, see how I was doing. We got coffee. Weird situation. But he seems like a decent guy who got caught up in Sarah's mess, same as me. We're not friends exactly, but we're civil. Sometimes life's strange like that.